morning, evening. It's early. You know, it's not even 6:30.
I don't know what time I can open my eyes.
Yeah, 6:30, I think. I hear Lindsay in the other room playing with her uncle. It's our day to preach today. Are you ready? Are you prepared? You're gonna be the main speaker, right? We're just freestyling today. Today's our day to preach. Not preach, we're sharing. We're sharing today. It's our time, but we're gonna freestyle today. Hadn't really prepared anything. We're just gonna get up there and flow, right? Wake up! Anyway, today's our day.
I can't open my eyes.
Yeah. We got to. We
You're
gotta get
so
up.
tired yesterday.
I know yesterday was a long day. Had a seminar yesterday.
We stayed a lot upstairs.
Yeah.
Fourth floor.
Had to walk up to the 4th floor, no elevators. Hey!
Hi everybody!
Don't forget, yeah, look right there.
Yeah.
Alright. What's up, everybody? We finally got out of bed. Look here. Hi, you excited? Are you excited? Oh, girls. Here's the unicorn girl. It's her birthday this week. She got a unicorn dress on, too. Isn't that cool? We're here. It's our day to share. What are we talking about?
About motive.
What is your motive? I guess being like humble. Where your heart is, I guess. Where you going? Uh-oh. Save her, rescue her before she falls.
Daddy.
Hi.
Daddy.
Yes, ma'am. We just had a brown out here. And right before we gotta go up and share. That means we gotta use our outside voice today. You know that voice you use whenever you get mad at me.
I know.
The loud voice, that loud, authoritative voice. Fixing to call us up. Almost time. I'm excited.
Amen.
Thank you, Lord.
Amen.
Power come back on, so we're good. Good. So she don't have to use her outdoor loud voice that she uses when she's mad at me. She can be loud when she's mad at me. Don't let looks be deceiving.
Amen.
It's a sweet voice, but
Hallelujah.
she told me a long time ago. She said I'm sweet and sour.
Praise God. Amen.
She's sweet, but when she gets mad, it's scary.
Gusto gyud ka nga magpaway diling adto na lang gyud sa doktor ayo pagpalang-alang, no? Kung gusto gyud ka nga mugasto ka o mo maputi ka adto sa doktor. Ay ngano ang doktor nagkuan gyud na sila na nag-eskwela na sila pila ka tuig aron nga hibaw-an nila kung saan kabala na dapat sa imong panit aron maputi ka. Daw ko siya tingnan ko nga. Abi man gud nimo ikaw man gud naa na kas ka matuoran. Pero usahay gihapon, imo lang ibaliwala ka matuoran siya. Ikaw dai wa ka nagpaputi.
Hi. We just finished.
Thank you, Lord.
Or Lynn finished, right? Lynn finished. I only spoke for about 15 minutes, and I spoke about my personal testimony and about Golgotha, the place of the skull. Then Lynn took over after that, and we've had a full day. So now it's time to go back home, have some lunch.
I'm hungry.
Yeah, we gotta have some
Oh,
lunch.
Linsa, look at Linsa. She's not hungry because she already ate sweet rice.
Lynn's is eating sweet rice. Anyway, we're going home, and don't pause the upload because I'm about to share something with you guys that a revelation that God gave me earlier, and I want to share that with you. Love you guys. Bye bye. Today, as I was sharing with the congregation, I received a revelation about Matthew chapter 16, verse 35, and how it ties into the story of Ananias and Sapphira from the book of Acts, chapter 5, verses 1 through 11. I remember the last couple of weeks before Christ revealed himself to me. I remember struggling with myself, wrestling with myself. You know, the only thing I knew was numbing myself through drugs, self-medication. It was the only thing that gave me comfort. And I remember I was struggling so hard to maintain that and keep that. And I was thinking, you know, that this time maybe I can do it different. And it won't turn out bad like it has every other time before. You know, I was arguing and wrestling with myself about this. And then I came to the realization that, you know what? It will never work. It's always going to turn out the same way. It's always going to turn out bad. And whenever I finally come to that moment to where I just wasn't going to fight anymore, I said, you know what? That's it. I just surrendered. And whenever I say I surrendered, I mean, I just give up. I didn't know what to do. And to be honest with you, at that moment, I really wasn't sure if there was a God or not. I mean, if you would have asked me if there was, I'd have said yes. But the only reason I would have said yes is because I'd been told that if you don't believe in God, that you'll burn in hell for all eternity. So I was trying to cover my bases. But at that moment, I give up and I just asked out loud, I said, what do you want with me? If you're real, what do you want with me? And that's when God stepped into my life. And in the moment I felt His love and His power, I handed everything over to Him and said, it's yours. You can have it. And my life has never been the same since. Jesus said, for whoever wants to save his life will lose it. But whoever loses his life for me will find it. When Jesus spoke those words, He was talking about what it takes to know Christ's kingdom within. If Christ is going to live His life through you, then you must give up your crown and give it to Him. You lose your life, but what you receive in return is far more valuable than you gave up. I know this for a fact. I've experienced it. I'm not just saying it. The Jews at the time Jesus spoke those words did not want to give up their seats of authority to the king. They had handled the law falsely and created a religion based on greed, power, and control. Now let's move on to the story of Ananias and Sapphira from the book of Acts. The name Ananias means God has been gracious. And the name Sapphira or Sapphira means sapphire. And sapphire represents wisdom and divine favor. The word Sapphira comes from the Greek word Sophia, which means wisdom. You guys remember the story. Ananias kept back money for himself and his wife after selling some land. He placed what he wanted to give at the feet of Peter. Peter represents Jesus Christ. He didn't give it all. He dropped dead, and 3 hours later, Sapphira came. She was asked about the money and lied to cover for her husband. In this story, both Ananias and Sapphira died. There are several different words for death in the Greek language, and the one that is used here is Strong's 3498, nekros, and it means dead, lifeless, and unresponsive to life-giving opportunities. They were too busy with their life to let go. Think of this story like this. Israel had been given the keys to the kingdom, but the scribes had handled it falsely. Sapphira represents Israel. Israel had been given divine wisdom. Remember, her name means wisdom. They squandered that wisdom. Ananias means God has been gracious. God had been very gracious to Israel, but because of their pride, their ego, their greed, and their love of control, they couldn't let go. And by not being able to let go, they suffered a spiritual death and never come to find the true kingdom of God, which is within. The same thing that has happened with Israel has happened with modern Christianity today. Remember, Yeshua means the hand that destroys the establishment of the eye. The Christian religion that we have today was given to us by the establishment of the eye. They say it's the eye of providence, the all-seeing eye of God, but they lie. The scribes of Constantine and King James have handled the writings of the early Christians falsely and have created a religion based on those writings. And the religion that they have created is based on fear. And their motive has always been the same: greed, power, and control. It's the same story over and over again, all throughout history. Many people get angered and offended whenever I say the things that I say. But I preach what I preach because I want people to find that treasure within. Religion always makes people fall short of finding it. There is so much more to this life than what we see on the surface. I see very few real testimonies of God's power and love working. But I see so many parrots repeating the same Bible verses, trying to shore up their crumbling doctrines. If you have a real testimony, then you are the hand that destroys the establishment of the eye. In order to set the captives free from this religious prison, you have to sing your song. That's the only way to tear down the walls. I pray this upload has enlightened you. I love you all. God bless.